Changing the World One Bite at a Time. A Dog's Tale by Anusha Gumbar. Can children really change the world just by being more compassionate and changing their food habits?
Hello friends, welcome to the sparkling colorful story of Soldier James, a beautiful German shepherd and a loyal friend who discovers that kindness is the only answer to so many problems in the world. But before you hear from him, let me introduce the other main characters to you. Bachua, cute calf friend. Chika Bibi Coco, best friend. Gayatri Ma, Bachua's mom. Other cow, well, she is other cow. Coco's mom, that's what she is. And from the human side, there is Radhika Didi, the gentle activist with a golden heart. Akash, Radhika Didi's love. Mr. James, a nice man who does something drastic. Mrs. James, that's her. Radhika's mom, like all moms, sweet and caring. Mr. Gwala, a farm owner who changes his mind. Dr. Dumore, a veterinary doctor. So, let the story begin. Oh, I forgot to introduce myself. I'm a young animal. I could be this, or even this. But the important thing is, we are all living beings. We get hurt and we have feelings. Hope, dear reader, listener, you always remember that. Now, over to our hero, Soldier James.
My human, my savior Radhika Didi looks so happy today. Well, to be honest, she has always looked this beautiful. But today, she is looking just perfect. I am liking, actually just loving everything. Except for this red human coat, which looks brownish grey to me. I know I am a dog and I cannot distinguish very well between colors, except for yellow and blue. We dogs might be colorblind, but we are not emotionally blind. And that's what my story is about, my friends. Darling reader, let's begin with the line which starts all our favorite stories. Once upon a time. No, let me give you a specific timeline. This happened 2 years back. I used to live a happy and content life with my master, Sir James. What a handsome man he was in his suede suits and a bushy moustache, which he proudly showed off. He was fascinated with the military, so he regarded me as his second in command and called me Soldier James. I have mostly heard words of adoration from him. Sir James used to love me a lot, but he was also very strict and disciplined with me. Well, I don't know if I was more disciplined or he was, but we made a great pair together. The long walks we took together were precious. My favorite command from him was die for the country. The moment he used to command, "Soldier, die for the country," I used to fall flat on the floor and play dead. The way Sir James used to pat my back with that hearty laugh was very special for me. I treasure those moments more than those in which I dug up the earth for a bone and finally found one. Talking about bones. Well, that's what I'm here for. One morning, I saw my dad, Sir James, looking quite tense, and my mum, Mrs. James, looking very unhappy. I thought, let me go and lick away all her sorrow. She's a nice person who never forgets to feed me. I wonder how she comes to know whenever I am hungry. Oh, she shooed me away. No problem, I thought. I will just sit next to her and follow her around so that she knows that I'm here to protect her forever. Mum, there's nothing to be sad about. Look here, I am with you, Mum. Good that it's the time for my walk now. Just love these walks. I love my family so much. I don't even tell them, and they just know that I have to go out and meet my friends who live on the roads and finally pee here and there. Going back to my dad, or master, or Sir James, I overheard them saying that he would be retiring from his job, some government service he was enrolled in. You might be thinking, how a dog knows so much? Well, I am no ordinary dog. I am a dog who knows about jobs and businesses and environment and all. I can even read a bit. Haha, gotcha. Sir James used to go out for work every day, leaving me to take care of everything till the time he came back home. So my job was that of the protector of my family. Mum was telling someone over the phone that from the next day, my dad will be home all the time. I wonder what my job would be if he is present there all the time to take care of the herd. Would that mean no work for me? In that case, both of us would be retiring.
Let's start packing, Madhu.
Well, Dad looks kind of sad. Should I lick his feet to elevate his mood? I tried falling on the floor and playing dead, but he did not notice me. Maybe he is hungry. I wonder whether Mum has given him his feed? Both of them packed their belongings. Two strong men from his office came to help too and lifted cartons and suitcases. I soon found myself chained to a big car or truck as they called it, with everything which was in the house. My house is going away somewhere and I am the caretaker, I pondered. But I wanted to go with my dad in his car. Not this truck, this big, scary car, but nothing doing. Our journey had already begun. I reached. The air here smells of something else. This unfamiliar smell. Do I like it? I don't know. But now I'm getting sleepy. Let me sleep a bit, and when I get up, I will take care of everything. Wow, what a big house I have now. I can't stop running around. I love the cool breeze. It's very cold here. So happy that I did not get separated and got to be with Sir James and Mum. They reached this house a few hours before I did. I hope they were well protected all this while. I love the cool breeze here. It's really cold. P.S. I slept on Sir James' bed in the truck. Ah, what a cozy feeling. I wonder if I could travel in that truck and lie on the same bed again. Yes, I don't mind being in a truck anymore. Our new house is surrounded by pine and deodar trees. I can see blue hills at a distance. The area looks exactly like the colorful pictures I saw on a wall calendar in my previous house. Green, vast, and always smelling of plants and flowers. It's mealtime, but Mum is very busy today. A group of people is helping her set up the furniture and unload the boxes, but she has to unpack the cartons herself. Only she knows which carton has what. Some have utensils, some decoration stuff, some books. And there's one with my belongings. She is yet to find it, I think. Let me not bother her with my hunger pangs. I will just go for a walk and sniff around. I hope I can pee around. After all, it's my house, my territory, and the sooner I introduce myself to the local dogs, the better for Sir James. They should know that I am second in command of Sir James, his shield against everything scary and dangerous. Let me throw in some barks as well. After all, I am a German Shepherd, and as Dad says, we are famous for protecting the herd. Dad was telling Mum that since we are in the Himachal now, she should be wearing her warm coats to protect herself from the cold weather. What can a coat do which I can't? What a nice and bright morning it is today. But I miss going out for my walks. Now, nobody takes me out for a walk. Dad says there is such a huge area to run around, Why do I need to go out? Maybe he is right, but I do feel lonely. I need some more time to get adjusted. I am sure I will love the new place in a few weeks. Dad got me my uniform. Even though it is different from the clothes Dad used to make me wear earlier, it is quite nice. I don't feel cold anymore. It is a dog coat which Mrs. James got from the local market. Dad keeps very busy. He and a group of men and women work with hammers and logs throughout the day. There are a lot of wood shavings in the garden. I tried to eat them once. The taste is horrible. I wonder what he is up to. Is he going to get a new pet? The mystery was unraveled in a few days. The surprise was indeed pleasant. I just love my family so much. I know I say that way too often, but what do I do? Sir James built a new structure to house my new friends. There are so many of them. All of them are called chickens. I guess these babies were not as lucky as me to get individual names. I am Soldier James. But Dad doesn't call me Soldier James anymore. He just calls me James. Maybe it's his way of showing more love. I don't have a problem. I love him and Mum so much. Here I go again. But I would love it if Dad would call me Soldier James more often. Has he changed? Is he going to love those chickens in the wooden house more now? Are those chickens going to guard the house instead of me? No, I'm just overthinking. My dad is a kind man. Is he a kind man? Now to describe my partnership with the chicken family. Well, for now, to avoid complications, let's just call them Chicken 1, Chicken 2, Chicken 3, Chicken 4. So many of them here. Mom says they own a poultry farm now. What is a poultry farm? Am I not a part of it? Should I feel left out? Okay, it's no big deal. Dad got so many chicks and I have to protect them. Just like I protected Sir James and Mum, Mrs. James. Yes, that is a poultry farm. I feel responsible for all the chicks. They don't bark, they can't bite. How will they protect themselves? And there are so many of them. They are all so adorable. Out of all of them, my best friend is Chicka Baby Coco. I fondly call him Coco. I feel he is a good chicken. He plays with me, he runs after me. Of course, he can't catch up with me, but I like to fool around with him. He is such a darling baby. He calls me his best friend. Now, that is quite an honor for me, and he is lucky that I find a friend in him too. I will always protect the chickens here, because they seem to be very weak to protect themselves. I am their savior. A few days later, yum! What a tasty meal my mother has given me. Eggs for breakfast are definitely tastier than my packaged feed. I do feel lucky now. Eggs and bread again for lunch. These chicken friends of mine are surely giving me a good meal. Chicka Baby Coco does not like my meals that much. I wonder why. Coco dodges too well. It is difficult to catch up with him. We play so much. I am so happy. Coco is not a fellow dog, but that is not a problem for me, as I love him a lot. He is so cute and he always listens to me. He never crosses the boundary and I can scold him anytime I want. I mean, I can bark at him whenever he is crossing the line of discipline. He just does not get angry. He once told me that he is so fond of me that it does not bother him if I am a dog or a cat or a chicken. Cats are good, but they get scared very easily. That reminds me of an incident. Once I was just out on my walk and I came across a cat. The moment she saw me, she started hissing at me. I told her through my humble bark that I would like to be her friend, but she got very scared. Maybe because I am Soldier James, but without any warning, she tried to scratch me. And I still want to figure out the reason behind her behavior. But because I liked her, I forgave her. Cats are too small to get angry with. back to my new house. My big house. I'm starting to love it here. It is getting very cold now. Last night I had to sneak into the chickens' house and sleep with them to feel some warmth. Chicka baby Coco slept on my back. They're all so delightful. I really love them. But for sure, I don't like to lick them as their fur gets into mouth. And how fast they grow. At this rate, they will reach my height very soon. After a few more days when it was very cold, I'm feeling hungry now. I wonder when Mum will give me something to eat. Wait, what is happening here? Everyone is looking so nervous. Why are you so scared, Coco? Hey, listen to me. Talk to me. Tell me what the matter is. It's my call for food. Let me eat first, then I shall go check on them. Yum, yum, munch, munch and burp. What a fantastic food I got today. This is my favorite food. I wish I could get it every day. Let me go and tell my friends about my lovely dinner. But wait, I will speak to them tomorrow morning. Today they seem too scared. I should not be bothering them. Let them rest and I will also sleep now. Let me go around the house and see if everything was in order while I slept. Whoa! What is this? Hey, this is blood! This for sure smells like blood. I remember an incident which took place a long time back. Once I was out for a walk with my dad's helper. I had stepped on a piece of glass and this liquid called blood came out of my paw. Oh, I remember how painful it was. If such a tiny small little piece of glass brought out a few drops of blood and caused me so much pain, how much would this pool of blood hurt? I wonder whose blood it is. Let me alert Dad, my master. Woof woof Dad, come with me. When I asked Dad about it, he told me it's nothing and I should go and take care of the chicken and do my job. Okay, right Dad, I will go and take care of my little friends. But I still wonder whose blood it was. Hey chickens, how are you all? Hey, hello. Why are you all so gloomy since last night? Hi Coco, why are you not playing? Where is your friend?
They killed him. Sir James and Mrs. James killed him.
What? Oh, come on. Why would my parents kill anyone? No, it can't be true. Tell me exactly what has happened.
Your parents are murderers. They killed my friend because they wanted to eat him up. The blood which you saw was my friend's. We were playing with each other yesterday and Sir James caught him, held him by his legs and shpack, cut his neck with his huge knife. Oh, the way my friend was asking for help will haunt me till I live. By the way, my dear James, your dinner last night, I believe you were very happy eating it and found it too tasty, isn't it? You too ate my friend. In fact, our friend with whom you used to play so much.
I can't believe that the blood I saw was my friend's. I can't even imagine the kind of pain he must have suffered. And I was supposed to protect him. I hate myself. I just hate myself. I'm feeling very sick. I'm a bad dog. A very bad dog. I'm feeling so tired and sleepy now. After sleeping for a while, oof, this sad feeling just doesn't go away. It's night and I'm hungry again. What did Mom give me for dinner? Oh my god, is it what I think it is? Let me go and check on my friends. I vomited while running as fast as I could. Where is Coco? Woof woof. Coco, where are you? Where is he? Let me ask his mother. Ma'am, where is your son? Where is my best friend? Say something. Please say something.
Your cruel master is going to kill each one of us, just the way he has killed my poor son and your best friend. He has killed my Coco.
I can't look at his mother. My poor, harmless, sweet little Coco's mother. The way she is crying. I cried aloud. Sir James, can you see what agony you have caused his mother?
Poor Coco thought that Sir James was going to play with him. He happily bent to him, wanting to sit on his lap, and he cheated him. He cut his neck. Let me tell you, James, your master is going to kill us all, eat us up, and finally he will kill you too.
No, this can't be true. My master, my father, he's not a bad human. He's a nice daddy. He can't kill anyone. But he did kill. And what if he kills again? What if he kills me? I must run away. I must hide before they feel hungry again. And I ran away from his house, from the cruel clutches of my own father. A few hours later. Oh, I'm so tired. I have been running for so long now. So thirsty. Wish there was some water to drink. What is this light at the end of the road? Let me go there. Maybe I can find something to drink. Wow, what a beautiful place. So many cows. I think this is a cow farm. They are all so pretty. And look at their babies. All these mother cows and their calves look so happy together. I am missing my dad and mom. I wish they were not bad humans. Why did they kill my best friends? For what? Just for food? Anyway, let me go and meet all these beautiful mothers. Hello ladies, I am Soldier James. I have come from far away and I am very thirsty. Can I get some water to drink, please? Moo! I guess they don't have a problem. Let me take a few sips from their water pan. Ah, what a relief. This water was so tasty. Hello mama cows. You babies are so cute.
Thank you, Soldier James. You look very tired. Why don't you relax for a while?
I guess I have found some friends here. Let me go say hello to the calves. They are not even too big. I am almost as tall as them. Well, why not? After all, I am Soldier James, a handsome German shepherd. That's what my dad used to call me. Handsome young man. Oh, I miss him. I wonder if they miss me too. No, I can't even think of going back, as they will cut me up and eat me. No, never. I don't want to be cut up and murdered just for someone's party. I better stay here. Hey, what's your name, you little cow baby?
Hi, my name is Bachua and my mom says I'm a good Bachua.
Oh really? That's a beautiful name. Tell me Bachua, why does your mother call you a good Bachua?
Well, that's because I never cry.
But why do you have to cry? You are living happily with your mother. She loves you so much and you have your other brothers and sisters here to play with you. I don't see any reason of your crying.
Mr. Soldier James?
No, just call me James.
Okay, James. You know we have to be very well behaved because if we don't behave, our masters will get angry and we don't want that.
So you are saying your human masters are not good?
No, I'm just saying that my mother says that it is a very bad thing to cry and nobody likes a crybaby.
Okay, tell me more.
See, for one, we babies are not supposed to be greedy. Whenever we drink mama's milk, we are just supposed to have very little and be satisfied with it. Because more than me, our master needs our mama's milk. You know, she was telling me that it pains her a lot when the human masters give her injections so that she can make more milk. That is why she has told me that whenever I get to drink her milk, I should just drink very little so that the humans can get the milk they require. And she doesn't have to go through the pain of the injections. So, whenever the humans pull me away from mama's milk, I don't cry and my mama smiles at me and feels so proud of me. I don't even feel too sad because of the hunger, as maybe by leaving enough milk in mama's tummy, I can save her from the cruel injections. and it is okay because soon I'll be big enough to start eating grass. Then that day onwards, I know I'll have my tummy full and I'll never have to sleep hungry. I know, as my mama says, I'm a good bachua and I will always be one.
But why do the humans need your mama's milk?
Oh, I don't know much about it, but I have seen that they drink her milk and take it outside too.
But it is wrong. Your mama's milk is only for you and for nobody else. I wondered about the milk I was getting at my house. Was it snatched too from this poor baby who never gets his fill? Are all of us making these baby bachuas sleep hungry? Is it because all these humans want cow milk that poor mama cows go through so much pain and agony of producing more milk? These poor creatures can't even feed their own children the milk which belong only to them and no one else. Well, I guess this is not the case with mama dogs. I know that our mamas will bite anyone who tries to snatch away the feeding babies. I wish mama cows could bite too. Then no child of theirs would have to go hungry. It's such a cruel world. When I grow up and become an officer, I will not let the cruelty happen at all. Oh, you poor bachua. I promise I will do my bit. I will never have your share of milk ever. I promise you that I will never ever drink milk again because that milk belongs to you and only you, I thought. All this made me sad and I felt tired and sleepy. Somehow I could find some bread and had that. Thank you, Mama Cow, for giving me your bread for dinner. I have to get used to whatever I get to eat, or not at all, as I know I won't be killed and eaten. What a cold morning it is today. I miss sleeping in my bed. I miss sleeping with my chicka baby friends. Oh, chicka baby Coco. I wish I could have saved you in time. Let me go around and look for my new friend, Bachua, the good one. Hey, bow wow. Good morning, little Bachua. How are you? I hope you slept well with your mom, getting all cozy and warm. It must be a great feeling to sleep with your mother while she licks you and gives you so much love and protection. It must be so comforting. I get lost in my thoughts. I am so unfortunate. I don't even know how my mom looked, but I'm sure she must have loved me so much. She too must have loved me, licked me, and given me all the safe comfort which a mother can give. I am sure she too must have cuddled me and made me sleep with her. I can't even recall her smell. My master once told one of his friends that they got me home when I was around 40 to 45 days old. I must have been so small. I wonder if my mother cried when they were taking me away. I hope she's okay now. I hope she doesn't think of me or miss me too much. I wonder if I got to play with my brothers and sisters. I wish I could have cuddled with my mother today and she would lick away all my fears. Oh mother, please find me and take me with you. I feel very lonely and scared.
Hey James, what are you thinking? Why are you looking so sad and dull today? Are you hungry? Do you want to have my mama's milk? I think all the humans are away. You can easily have some. I'll tell my mother. She would be happy.
No, it's okay. I will go around and look for some food. I'm sure the humans have made my breakfast. Or not. My master used to feed me such delicious meals such as upma, roti, vegetables and rice. I used to relish everything I ate. And one fine day, they made me eat my friend. Oh, this pain, this sorrow. Where am I? Why am I here? Why did the humans kill my friends? What will happen now? Is this my new house? I hope I can protect my new family here.
James, you're again lost in your world. Come, let's play. I'll introduce you to all my friends.
Okay, sure. Let's go.
Let's all play together. But James, please don't bark or all my friends will get scared and then our master will again tie us up.
That's no problem. It's not always that we dogs bark out of anger or fear. We bark even when we are very happy.
Wow, that's nice. Here we go.
A few weeks later. I'm so happy here. I have such good friends to play with. Their mothers are also so nice. They give me so much love. I don't feel lonely anymore.
Hey James, I'm going to my mother. It is my milk and story time. You know, this is the best time of the day for all us babies.
Really? How nice is this? I never got to hear any stories. In fact, I don't even have any memories of my mother. But I'm sure she must have loved me, just the way your mother loves you. Can I also join you in story time?
Of course, James. I would love it. We are like brothers now. Come on, let's hurry up as the masters give us very little time to cuddle with mommies.
Good evening, Mama Cow. Can I also join in the storytelling session?
Yes, of course. I would be glad to share my love with you too. So, children, which story would you like to hear?
Anything! We exclaimed.
So, here goes the story. Once upon a time, very long ago, Lord Krishna was playing in the gardens with his friends. He noticed some calves tied away from their mothers. He felt pity for the mother cows as well as the calves who looked very hungry for their mother's milk as well as their mother's love. Their sad eyes could not be ignored by Lord Krishna. He immediately went to those calves and released all of them one by one. As they were released, all the calves instantly ran towards their mothers and started drinking their milk. Lord Krishna looked at the cows and noticed that all of them were so happy to experience their mother's love. When the calves were busy feeding on their mother's milk, mama cows were licking them. They just couldn't thank little Lord Krishna enough. But this act made all the gopikas in Vrindavan very angry. All of them went to Lord Krishna's mother, Yashoda, and started complaining about him. "Oh, Yashoda, what should we tell about this naughty child of yours? The women in our house have no milk to give their children today. They wanted to give them milk when they came back after playing from outside. But today from nowhere, your child Krishna came and released the calves near the cow. The calves drank off all the milk from the cows, leaving nothing for our babies. How unfortunate of us mothers, who are not able to give their tired and hungry children some milk."
I think Lord Krishna wanted human mothers to know the pain of mother cows who cannot feed their hungry babies. Also, isn't milk of our mothers only for us?
James, you tell me, what moral of the story did you get out of this one?
I agree with Bachua that the milk which mama cows have is only for the babies. The humans have so many other fruits and vegetables to eat. They are so capable that they can cook food too. So I don't see any reason for them to want cow's milk. If I am not wrong, I have never seen a mama human feeding a pup or a kitten her own milk. So Lord Krishna wanted everyone to understand that the first right to a mother cow's milk belongs only to the calf. And if after drinking the milk and getting satiated, there is some milk left in the mummy's tummy, only then the humans should drink it. Oh little Bachua, now I understand why your mother has always taught you never to be greedy and never cry. She has even taught you that it is okay to sleep hungry.
Oh, my poor babies, don't get so sad. It was a story my mother narrated to me, and it's going on in our family for centuries now. You don't have to think badly of the dear humans. After all, they do give us shelter over our heads. They do give us food to eat. So what if we have to share our child's share of milk? Don't think too much into it. I think the humans are coming. Bachua darling, I think it's time you go and sleep for some time. I have to do my bit for the humans now.
That was a sad story. Lord Krishna, you did the right thing. I am proud of you. You are a very good God. The next morning, it's raining so much. I wonder if I can find something to fill my tummy with. Let me go to Mama Cow. I am sure she has some bread for me. Wait, what is happening here? Why is Mama Cow sleeping? Why is everyone standing here? Bachua? Dear Bachua, what's happening and why are you crying?
A snake has bitten my mother. She's in so much pain. She can't even stand. I want to go to her, but they have tied me so far away. She's calling out to me, but the humans can't understand her language. Can you please help me, James? Please, I beg you. I want to go to Mama.
Hey there, you little baby. You don't worry. Everything will be alright. Please don't cry. I can't unleash you, but let me run and see what is happening there. I am sure your mother is okay. I will be back soon. Oh no, Mama Cow's leg is bleeding. Why does this blood come in front of me? That silly snake. Wait till I find it. I will chew him up. I will tear him to pieces. How could he bite such a beautiful, harmless mother? Dr. Damore was called.
I have given her the required antidote for today. I am sure she will be up very soon. It was not a dangerous snake, just that his fangs have damaged her leg muscles. But it should get better with time. I have prescribed some multivitamins for the cow. Please mix it with her feed twice a day. Don't worry, she will be alright.
Thank you, doctor. We were so worried. When will the cow's milk be safe to consume? And can a calf continue feeding on the milk?
I am afraid not. It is best to wait for a few days before starting all that again.
Tell me, doctor, is it the best time to wean off the calf?
Maybe soon.
Wean off the calf? And now what does calf mean? Must be some human term for Bachua. I am sure they know what they are doing, and it will be in the benefit of both Mama Cow and my darling Bachua. It had been a tiring day. Poor Mama Cow, she was in so much pain. I really hope she will feel better tomorrow morning. Yes, I am sure all will be well tomorrow. I just go get some sleep. Next morning, I woke up startled because of the loud noise of the truck and so many people. What is happening? Oh, I don't feel very well today. Better to sleep a little bit more. I am feeling so cold. I should have slept with Bachua. He would have kept me warm. After a couple of hours.
Hey doggy, here, eat your food.
I shall quickly finish my food and go check on Mama Cow. She must be feeling so much better now. Bachua must be so happy today to be with Mama again. Hey Mama Cow. Wow, you are standing today. This means you are feeling much better today, aren't you? Hey Mama Cow, what's the matter? Are you in pain? Oh, now I understand. You must be feeling weak because of that snake bite. Don't worry about that. You will be alright very soon. And watch what I do to that bad boy Snakey. Hey, Mama Cow, talk to me.
James, please don't harm the snake. And do me a favor. Please go call my baby, my Bachua. He did not get my milk since yesterday. I did not even cuddle him. I haven't licked him. I didn't get to love him. He's not used to of being without me. I don't know how much he must be feeling. Go, son. Go quickly get my Bachua. Please get him here.
Of course I will go. Just don't worry. I will run and get him for you. I looked everywhere, but Bachua is not to be found. I asked his friends, the other calves, but no one has a clue. One of the other Mama cows tells me that the humans have sold Bachua off to some other humans. They got a truck and have taken Bachua with them. Now he will never come back. Poor Bachua.
The poor baby got so scared that he could not even cry or call for his mama. He just quietly went away with tears in his eyes, saying goodbye to all of us, his mama and you. But you were sleeping at that time. How we all wished that you could get up and bite those humans and save Bachwa. Now what will you tell his poor mother? What will you tell her?
What? Why? How can anyone take Bachwa? And why would anyone take him? Why did anyone separate the mother from her only child? Oh no! Why does this happen to us animals? My parents ate my friends, and now these humans sold off my friend. Why is there so much pain and agony in this life? I am so sad. Even this is not a safe place. I don't know if I'm more scared or sad. Dear Bachwa, I know you have been a good Bachwa, and wherever you go, you will always remain a good Bachwa. Lord Krishna will always take care of you. A few days later, nothing seems good anymore. Without my dear Bachwa, I don't feel happy. Who gave the rights to humans to kill anyone they want to eat or to do anything to one of us? Just because we can't talk and express our pain? We do feel bad, we do feel happy, we do feel grateful each time we are given food. We do feel loved when someone pats us, and we do feel betrayed when someone kills us for food or takes our share of milk. Yes, we do feel betrayed. After a few days, a group of people from an NGO visited the cow farm, or the dairy farm as they called it. All these people looked very angry, but amongst all of them, there was a girl who I liked very much. She came to me and gave me so much love. I have never felt so much loved or so safe in a very long time. She was a really good human girl, but she was getting very angry with all the other humans, especially at the cow master, Mr. Gwala. She was scolding all of them. I don't know, but I felt very nice. Everyone called her Radhika Didi. She had long hair and wore something on her eyes. I think human call them specs. My dad, Mr. James, used to ask for them from my mother, Mama Madhu. Listen everyone, I am a supporter of animal rights. These were the first 2 words I heard from Radhika Devi. What a beautiful and mellow voice. She gives those pure, motherly and safe vibes. Let me listen to her talk.
Today, I have come here with my team to make you understand and put an end to all the tortures being carried out on animals in this farm. I have full knowledge and proof that to increase the milk production of these cows, you give them various kind of hormone injections. Do you have the slightest idea about what these medicines are going to do to the well-being of these poor animals? I am afraid not. And do you realize the ill effects of these hormone-laden milk has? All those people who drink this milk are exposed to the dangers of hormonal imbalances, which lead to all kinds of medical issues, especially in young boys and girls. And what about these poor animals? How can you abuse animals who can't protect themselves from these painful living conditions? It is so disheartening when you don't realize every creature with a will to live has a right to live a life free of pain and suffering. All animals have the ability to suffer in the same way and to the same degree as humans do. They feel pain, they get scared, they feel all the emotions which humans presume they do not. And let me make it very clear, they feel cheated too. The most important thing to remember is that every living being, each one of us, values his or her life and wants to fight the knife. Whatever happens inside farms and those big industrial units involved in milk packaging is a mere torture. We all know that antibiotics and hormones are pumped into a cow's body forcefully to make them produce more milk. Female cows lactate for about 10 months after giving birth. As soon as this period ends, they are inseminated again, and this cycle goes on forever and ever. The cows living in these industrial units never get to see the light of the day, run on the fresh grass outside, or even feel happy enjoying a cool breeze. Almost all of them spend their life huddled in a crowded hall with other cows, surrounded by concrete walls amidst their own faces. All this torture for what? Do we humans even need this milk? I don't think so. Especially if that glass of milk comes at such a high price. A hefty price which the cows and eventually their poor calves have to pay. You know, we can talk about ancient times when Lord Krishna was physically present in this world. This world was such a beautiful place to live in. Everyone, whether a human or an animal, were blessed to live a life of bliss. Lord Krishna was himself very fond of milk and its products. His favorite was the freshly churned butter, which the mothers would fondly make for their families. But he understood that the milk was primarily for the calves. Whatever was left after the calf had his fill would be consumed by the humans. I agree that cow's milk is a rich source of calcium and other minerals, but when it is adulterated with hormones and antibiotics, it is just not worth it. We all know that in India, cows are worshipped like mothers. It's high time this abuse is put to an end. Now we are giving you a legal notice of 30 days. In this period, all the milk adulteration and torture has to stop. When we come next, we shall be inspecting the entire farm and will take milk samples from all the cows. If any sort of milk contamination is found or the living conditions of the cows do not improve, the police will take the necessary action and may even cancel your license of running a farm and take it as a warning.
I was impressed and thought, wow, what a great woman she is. She understands us. I was so excited about learning so much from her. I will never ever drink milk again. I had already promised little Bachua, but now I am sure. I am never going to be a part of the lot which gives so much trouble and pain to mama cows. I promise. I don't understand. Just don't understand anything. Why is everyone so cruel and cause so much unhappiness? Why don't the humans feel any empathy towards us? My dad ate my friend. The new farm humans gave so much pain and suffering to mama cows. They even snatched their babies. What for? This human Radhika Didi seems like a human I can feel safe with. She understands the pain of animals. She even loves them so much. I have to be with her. After a long and tiring running spree to find my savior Radhika Didi, I did manage to find her. My sniffing power is really good. I can smell her. She has to be somewhere here. I can smell her. This smell, yes, it's getting stronger. Where is she? Where? There she is. I should run fast and get her attention before I lose her again. Hey human. Hey Radhika Didi human. Hey, look at me. Please look at me. I am Soldier James. I have come all the way from the farm looking for you, to be with you. I pronounce you my master now. I am at your service. Please keep me with you. I know you will keep me safe. Hey, why are you not looking at me? Should I lick her hand? I will go nearer. She should also be able to smell me. Only then she will understand that I don't mean any harm and maybe let me play. Die for the country, for her. I'm sure she'll love me for that.
Hey doggy. Hey baby. Who are you? Where are your people? Wait, aren't you the same dog I saw you in the farm today? Oh yes, you are. Such a handsome dog you are. Who are you with? Stop whimpering, baby. Stop crying. You poor baby. Are you hurt? Let me check your paws. Such a friendly German Shepherd you are. Listen, baby, it's getting dark now.
You should run back to your farm before your masters get worried. Bye bye, doggy. Hope to see you soon in the farm next time. Go, run now. Bye.
Radhika Didi walks up the staircase to her house. I am not going anywhere. Please take me with you. I want to go home with you. I sit at the gate, waiting for the lovely woman to return and take me with her. I desperately want some love now, and some food too. I am so hungry and cold. What do I do? What is taking her so long? Well, I am not going anywhere. It is so dark. Let me get some sleep. After all the running I did, I sure am tired. The next morning, Radhika Didi comes out of her house.
Oh my god, the poor dog is still here? Hey doggy, why are you still here? Why didn't you go home? Your master must be looking for you everywhere. You poor soul. You slept uncovered on this cold concrete footpath. You must be so cold and hungry too. Let me quickly get something for you.
Radhika Didi runs upstairs. Hey, wait! I don't need anything. Just some love will do.
Here, eat this food. Here is your warm blanket. Now doggy, finish your food. Get some rest, and when you feel strong again, go back home. It's very cold outside. Looking at such a handsome dog with beautiful coat of fur, I'm sure you don't know how tough it is to live without your master, without proper timely meals.
Well, how would I know? Or how would I not know? Radhika Didi then quickly calls for her car. As she opens the door to get inside, I jump and get in first. Radhika Didi starts laughing. Hey boy, out you go. I know this feeling. I remember a few times when I sat with dad in his car. I used to have so much fun sticking out my head. What fun those rides were. I could eat up all the air. Hey Radhika Didi, hop in. Let's go. Come on, I will take care of you. Radhika Didi pulls me off, laughing her heart out. Vroom goes off. Okay, no problem. I got it. She wants me to protect her house while she is away. I will make sure I protect it with all my might. After all, I am a trustworthy and loyal friend of all humans. Evening sets in and Radhika Didi returns home.
Hey, look who is still there. Hey doggy, what are you still doing here?
Look, I protected our house so well. Aren't you happy?
You know doggy, I was actually hoping the entire day that you would not go anywhere. I was hoping to see you here when I came back. What is it about you? Why am I getting to be so fond of you? Anyway, let me get something for you to eat.
Radhika Didi goes inside and gets some food for me.
So, tell me darling, what is your name? Do you have a name tag?
Nyam Nyam. My name is Soldier James and you can call me just James.
You don't have a name. That's not a problem. Let me give you one. I will call you Buddy.
No. My name is James.
Okay, done. Buddy it is then. You finish off your food. Let me get someone to meet you.
This food. What is it? It is different, but it's so tasty. What is it? Radhika Didi comes out with her mama.
Look, Mom, look. Come quickly. I have to show you something.
I know what you want to show me. This dog has been sitting here all day. You know he has not let anyone enter the house so far. My electrician came to fix the wiring and this Mr. Sparty didn't let him set foot in the house. In fact, I was waiting for you to return from work because I know only you can solve this problem.
Don't call him a problem, Mom. He is such a darling. You know, I saw him at a farm I visited yesterday, and I think he has come here looking for me. That's why he's not going back home. What do you think?
What do I have to think about the dog's worries? And no is the answer to whatever you are thinking.
Mom, please. Just this time. One last time, I promise, Mom. This will be our last. Can we please keep him? I promise you will not even come to know. I will clean up after him, take him for the walks, and he will not be allowed to sleep on my bed. You will not have to do anything. I will make his food too. I will do all his work. Please, Mom, please. I feel such a great warm connection with him.
Ha! I know how much you will clean and for how many days you will cook for him. No, Radhika, we already have 3 dogs and 3 cats. No way. You picked them from somewhere and got them home. Every time you cleverly make these sad baby faces, and I am the one who has to take care of these pets while you are away at work. Moreover, where is a place for another pet? Our house has started looking like an animal shelter now or a zoo.
Mom, he really likes me and I love him too. Okay, I promise. I will keep him for a month. As after a month, I have to go back to his farm and check on things, and I will return the dog to his masters there and then.
Well, okay, I think we can do that. After all, it's very cold outside. He'll get some warmth inside.
No, I don't want to go back. Please don't take me back ever.
Yay! Come on, buddy, let's go home.
It's James.
Wait, Radhika. What will we feed him? He's such a huge dog, and I've heard they live mostly on non-vegetarian food. You know very well we are a vegan family. We don't even have milk to give him.
Mom, you don't have to worry about that. Look how he has finished a full bowl of vegetables and rice. He seems to enjoy vegetarian food. And as far as milk is concerned, milk from another species is not good for anyone. Most of the people don't know or don't understand that drinking milk is seriously overrated. All veterinarians swear by the fact that a dog should not be given any milk at all. See, milk contains a kind of sugar called lactose, and the dog's body needs an enzyme called lactase to digest this. Puppies generally have this enzyme in abundance as it is required and used for the breaking down of the mother's milk while nursing. But as and when puppies get weaned off their mother's milk, or when they are introduced to more solid foods, their bodies start producing less lactase and slowly they can become lactose intolerant. Generally, drinking milk might not prove to be toxic, but it can surely produce a lot of health problems, especially to the ones who are lactose intolerant or who have difficulty digesting dairy products. Consuming these dairy products can lead to abdominal pain, loose stools, bloating, diarrhea, flatulence, vomiting, and many more such health issues. That is why milk and cheese, etc., can be the common triggers for food allergies in dogs.
So, if milk and milk products are so bad for humans as well as dogs, I wonder why don't people understand this? I just remembered seeing a documentary on this issue a few days back. It was about why the children all over the world are facing such health issues like diabetes, autoimmune disorders, hormonal imbalances, and so much more.
Of course, Mother. What do you think I do all day long? This is the exact reason I give lectures in schools, visit farms, keep a check on the milk adulteration in our city. Mother, I want to make a difference. I want to see a healthy generation of children. Kids just need to be happy, not go on their scheduled visits to the doctors or keep a daily check on the sugar level in their blood. All this is so scary. People are starting to realize and understand fully the connection between animal products and their diseases. But the percentage is still too small for me to celebrate. But I shall reach there soon. I want the people to understand the root cause for so many ailments. Dairy is for sure packed with nutrition, but just because a food is high on nutrients we need doesn't always mean that there is no bad side to it. Even doctors and nutritionists believe and swear by the fact that animal milk should not be given to babies or children. The bodies of the small children cannot handle and digest the high level of nutrients which are there in animal milk, be it a cow or goat or any other milk. It is a fact that it is very difficult for the baby's body to digest the protein and fat in cow's milk. Cow's milk is a nutritional drink designed by nature, but for the baby calf to grow healthy and not for any human baby. The growth hormones found in the milk, which is meant for a baby calf, is at such a high percentage that it is unfit for human consumption. Cow's milk is supposed to put 2 pounds a day onto a growing calf, and that is 40 times the growth rate of human infants.
But how do we fight the age-old saying that milk is the best source of calcium?
Yes, Ma, I completely understand that calcium is essential for our body. I am not going to deny the fact that there is calcium present in cow's milk, but in reality, the calcium that cows get is actually derived from their diet of plants and grains. So cows are actually the middleman calcium provider. Calcium can be easily obtained from a plant-based diet such as bananas, strawberries, and kale. In fact, the amount of nutrients found in cow's milk is the same as certain plant-based milks like coconut milk, soya milk, almond milk, and oats milk, etc. The issue arises when the cows are artificially inseminated. These add growth hormones or keep these animals in unethical conditions. This causes weight issues, hormonal imbalances, or acne. I don't want like the part where an animal is tortured just to satisfy our taste buds. I'm actually really happy that some of my friends have been influenced by me and have switched to more plant-based lifestyle. For instance, one of my friends has made a transition from cow's milk to plant-based milk, and another friend from being a meat eater just consume eggs now as an alternative. It's not an abrupt change, but at least they are trying. I really appreciate that. I really do believe that, Ma, with predominantly changing our diet, our generation can be much more healthier.
The worst is the protein justification that we hear all the time when it comes to animal meat.
We don't live in jungles anymore. Items like pulses, vegetables, and fruits are easily available. We also have plenty of choices available in supermarkets. And we definitely don't work so hard that we need that kind of protein. In fact, a lot of sportsmen are turning vegan because it gives them an edge over meat eaters. Fruits and vegetables, especially the raw ones, are so much easier to digest, nutritious, and has no animal suffering involved.
But Radhika, plants too feel pain, isn't it?
Mom, they don't have a nervous system to feel pain. But yes, I do agree in some ways that they are lives too. They are part of the ecosystem and communicate with each other and respond to love. But what I do know, they don't cry out in pain when they are cut, for a lack of a better term actually. There is no violence, no bloodshed, no resistance, no aggression. But have you ever seen an animal giving up his life without whimpering? No one in his right mind can ever eat an animal after witnessing how they are brought up in factories and then butchered. It seems they are not live but emotionless products.
It makes me feel really sad, Radhika. Wish people could come to their senses and see how they can make a difference by giving up animal products.
Not just a difference, Mom. We can change the world. You know, you can save more water by not having a pound of meat over not bathing for weeks. The kind of resources such as grains, land, and water that are needed to grow these animals for human consumption, especially in other countries that thrive on red meat. I cannot even begin to talk about it. Giving up animal products is not just for good human health, but also the health for the earth.
Radhika, let's hope one day the world realizes the sin being committed. The cries of the poor animals are let out in the atmosphere and comes around in the form of pandemics and other calamities. We are all connected, hence we all suffer, even those who don't eat animals.
Mom, don't feel so sad. A lot of people are working for this cause, and I am sure humans will realize the value of compassion. You know, Mom, only love and kindness can change the world and save us all. So, can we take him inside now? Come on, buddy, let's go home. Let me give you a safe place to live in. You will always be my buddy, my best friend.
Wow, how cool is this? She just called me her best friend. It's the happiest day of my life. Look, Radhika Didi, look at my tail. It just won't stop wagging. The next morning.
Wake up, Radhika, it's 9 a.m.
No, Mom, today is Sunday and I am not getting up for anything.
Get up, darling. Get up, my baby. Have you forgotten what date is it? Today you're supposed to go for a picnic with Akash and his parents.
Oh my god, how could I forget about it? They will be here to pick me up in an hour. I am already late. Come, buddy, let's go quickly for a walk and then we have a long day ahead.
What? Are you taking him along? What will Akash think? And what about his parents? What if he bites them? You know they are not animal lovers like you and Akash.
Yes, Mom, I know everything. But as I have named him Buddy, he has to be with me, like a friend always and forever. Don't worry, Akash parents will be in their car and Akash, Buddy and I will be in his car. Problem solved.
Soon the doorbell rings.
I'll get it.
Radhika Didi excitedly shouts from her room.
Hey Akash, good morning.
As Akash is about to plant a kiss on Radhika Didi's cheek, how dare he? So I pounce on him. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Who is he? Akash is taken aback, or rather shocked out of his wits.
Easy, buddy, easy. He's Akash, my would-be husband. Make friends with him. Give him a handshake.
Does it mean I have to share you with this human? Well, if that is what you want, and if it makes you happy. We shakes hands.
Hey doll, who is this new kid on the block? You've never mentioned him earlier. And where did you find such a good-looking, handsome young man?
Oh, slow down Akash, it's a long story. I will tell you everything on our way to the picnic. Come on now, let's go. Mother, we are leaving now. We will be back by 6 p.m. sharp.
Have fun, kids. And keep him on a tight leash.
Really? Your mom is fun. So she's been teaching you to keep me on a tight leash. I heard it all right.
No, Akash. That's such a funny joke. I shall tease you forever on this one. Look, Buddy is going to come with us for the picnic. Mom was talking about him. He is new in this area, so he might get lost. We don't want that, do we?
After a month.
Come on, Buddy. Get up. Let's go. Let's go to your old house.
Old house? What? Are you taking me to Sir James? No. I'm not going there. I'm not going anywhere. No way. They will eat me up.
Come on, Buddy. We are getting late.
I whimper and finally hop in the car. Do we dogs ever have a choice? So we reach the farm with the food inspectors and other officials. You know what I mean. I'm kind of smart, as you might have already figured out.
So tell me, sir, have you taken the necessary action? Have you stopped injecting the cows with those harmful steroids and hormones? I hope you have, or else.
Madam, You will not believe what all has happened in this past 1 month. The day you had given us a warning, that very next day, all of us farm owners from nearby cities got together for a meeting. To be honest, our agenda was to make you stop by any means possible. But somehow, the conversation drifted from bribing superior officers to cows being like our mothers. One of the farm owners even started crying. You're right in saying that cows have been worshipped in our country forever. Cows are like our mothers, and how can we prosper if we trouble our mothers like this? With this though, we consulted the doctors and discontinued administering the injections, the hormones on them. We were so shocked with the result. In just a span of 1 week, our cows are looking healthier, they are eating better, and as a result, the milk they are producing is of excellent quality. All our customers are asking us if we have changed their feed. Madam, the way our cows used to look at us, it has changed. Now whenever we go near them, they give us so much love. They can't stop licking us, and all of them have started hugging us. The most important thing which has changed is that we milk the cows only after their cows have had their fill. We may have less customers now, but we have happy cows and a clear conscience. Here, madam, please accept these flowers from all of us. You have opened our eyes and saved the rest of our lives from committing this grave sin.
So happy to hear this. Well, you have done a commendable job, and with the blessings the cows will give you, you will see for yourself that you will be rewarded spiritually, mentally, and in so many other ways that you don't even know. We will be taking milk samples from your farm, and hopefully they will come out clear of any adulteration whatsoever.
Sure, madam. Please feel free to take samples from all our cows. And you have permission to come any time and any number of times to take samples for testing.
Thank you, sir. I shall take your leave now. But before leaving, do you recognize this dog? I saw him in your farm the last time I had come here.
Yes, madam. This dog had come to our farm a few weeks back, but he was missing since the last month. He is not ours. We used to feed him off and on.
So, if he is not yours, shall I keep him?
Of course, madam. He is all yours.
Thank you, sir. Goodbye.
Goodbye, madam.
Come, buddy, let's go back to where you belong to your own family.
Hey Radhika, you're back early today. Oh look, Buddy's back too. And both of you have such beautiful smiles on your faces. I guess the farm owners didn't have a problem with you keeping him.
Yes, mother. Yes, of course. Buddy is all ours now. But the best news ever is today, I have succeeded in my mission. Mother, do you remember a month back me and my team had gone to a farm?
Yes, I remember. You got Buddy from there. What about them?
They have completely stopped abusing their cows. They are not torturing the cows with hormones, steroids and other medications. They even let the calves feed on their mother's milk, and only after the calf is well fed, they milk the cows for their consumption. Can you believe this? I won, Mom. I won. You can't imagine how many people's life I have managed to save from all the diseases caused by animal protein, or at least the milk.
Wow, Radhika, I am so proud of you. This is your first step to success. I'm sure soon you will be able to convince the entire world.
Yes, Mom. Soon we shall start putting daily flyers in the newspaper, educating everyone about the cruelty towards animals and the ill effects animal products have on human body. especially when they are laden with poisonous chemicals.
Yes, yes, my blessings are always there with you, my dear. Now freshen up. Akash will be here any moment.
Yes, mother. Give me 10 minutes.
Radhika Didi dresses up and leaves with Akash. I wonder why didn't she take me along? I guess she wants me to take care of mom and dad while she's away. I don't have a problem. I like staying back with everyone, especially with my new friends Max, Juno and Daisy. These are my new friends who are dogs like I am. We never fight for food or anything else. I love being here. These three naughty little cats, Mano, Chico and Blackie, they haven't really made friends with me till now. Let me see if they would like to. Hello kitties, I'm Soldier James. No, I am Buddy. How are you all doing? Hey, look at me. Hello, kitties. Meow. Hey, that was a close one. They just about managed to scratch me. I guess they are scared. After all, I am a big, handsome German Shepherd. No problem, kitties. Take your time. I am here all my life now. We can become friends later. You be good till then. After a few months.
Hey buddy, come let's go. We have to get your measurements taken for your new suit, which you will wear on my wedding. We want you to look the best. After all, you're my buddy, my best man.
Oh dear, don't give him so much love. Don't let him get so attached to you. What will he do when you're gone? You are getting married in a week's time. What will he do after that?
I'm not leaving him here. You know he is my buddy. He has to be there where I am. I will take him with me. So Mr. Buddy, you will be going with me to my new house and be a part of my new life.
Yes, my favorite human. I am your best friend. Your wish is my command. I will always protect you. But where are you going? What is a wedding? I don't understand when you say you are getting married. Are you getting a new dog whose name is Married? And can I please get a jacket just like my dad? Just like Sir James used to wear?
Come, let's get a nice black suit. No, let's get a sherwani made for you.
Sherwani? What is that? No jacket? Okay, not a problem as long as I get to be with you, my best friend forever and ever. Friends, here I am with my favorite human, my perfect human. She is the kindest human I have met in my life, and I'm so lucky to be her best friend, her buddy forever. Isn't she too beautiful?
We are the world. We are the children. And we can change the world. Jai Shri Krishna.